Hey guys, Wayne here from H2 Tech Videos. Today I want to show you how to use split screen on the iPad in iOS 11. So the process has changed slightly and the way you go about it is a bit different. So I want to walk you through how it works now. So let's start with opening an app. So we're going to open Safari. And let's say I want to take notes on what's on this page. And I want to open up the Notes app. I'm going to swipe up from the bottom to bring up the dock. And I'm going to grab Notes and bring it all the way to the right. And you'll notice it's going to slightly move over. And now I have split screen, but obviously Safari is bigger. So you can go ahead and drag the center here. This little line right here, just kind of drag, like put your finger on it and drag it. There we go. Kind of wasn't cooperating there, but it is now. So basically you can drag this to make one side bigger or the other, but this is limited to certain apps. It does not work with every app. Okay, so this was a very good example. Safari and Notes are two stock Apple apps, so they're going to work in split screen, but you'll find some apps that do not work in split screen. For example, ESPN. If I open up ESPN and I swipe up and I try to drag that same Note app, you'll notice it doesn't split the screen here, so I can't put it there and I can't drag it to do a split screen. But you can do a floating app like this. So let it go, and now I can have Notes open. It's just going to be open in a floating app on the side. Now, which is cool, is I can continue to use the ESPN app and do all these things. I can swipe this away and continue doing what I'm doing, and I can swipe it back as well. So you can open it up, do your little notes, and you can get rid of it just like that. Okay, now for those of you that used split screen before on iOS 10, this little line meant you used to be able to like swipe and you could change the app. You can't do that now. You can't change the app just by swiping up. Even though that little bar is there, you can't. So just keep that in mind. That little bar doesn't do anything now. It's just kind of a pointless thing there, but no worries. So swipe that away. If you swipe up, I can drag Chrome. And same thing, I can make it a floating app here. I can get rid of it. I can bring it back. I can move it over here, which is pretty cool. So you can put it on the left side or the right side. So it doesn't do, again, apps that are not like fully compatible. And it's not just Apple apps. There are outside apps like Google Keep is one. Google Docs is another app that fully works in split screen, where you can actually have it split half and half. But again, ESPN is not one of those compatible apps, so Apple still will allow you to have a floating app on the screen. You just can't do split screen. So that's the first half of this sort of tutorial here. So the second half, let's swipe this away, is if you're watching, oh sorry, before I move on, here's one thing that you're not gonna like about split screen. I'm not sure if anyone has picked up on this, you can only pull apps that are in the dock for split screen. So for example, if I have Safari open and I want to open up iMessage, guess what? Well, iMessage is not on the dock, so I can't drag it. So this is the part of split screen that's a bit frustrating. So what you're going to want to do is fill up your dock with the apps you would most likely want to use for split screen. So I would want to drag iMessage down here. I would want to find FaceTime as well. A lot of people want to FaceTime while they're doing other things. I think iTunes Store, that was another one. FaceTime is somewhere. I have to, oh wait, it's right there. So if I want to use these in split screen, I have to drag them down to the dock, because if I don't, then I'm not going to have that option when it's time to create the split screen. So to me, this is the most frustrating part about the new process, is you have to now fill up this dock with things that you may not use all the time, because that's the only way to get it into split screen. So that's my little just rant, and something you may not even notice if I didn't mention it, but there it is, whatever. Okay, so let's say you're in the calendar app and you're trying to schedule some things for next week, and your friend sends you a message. You could swipe up. Now I can drag iMessage. Again, I can do split screen, you know, or close it all together, and I can just make it a floating app and just have it sit here and move it left and right depending on where you want it. Swipe it away. FaceTime, same thing. You could have FaceTime open and have an active conversation going and continue to use your iPad for other things. So again, that's split screen. Now the next thing is pop-up or pop-out video. I forgot what they think they call it, pop-up or pop-out, whatever. So we're gonna open up iTunes, which is here. And there might be a faster way to do this, but this is the only way the only way I know how to do it at this point, so don't judge me. Okay, open iTunes. We're gonna open up a movie to play in the background. Let's do this movie, Don't Think Twice. Love this movie. So I hit play, and as the video plays, turn the volume down. I'm gonna go to the very beginning. And in the bottom right corner, you're gonna see a little icon here. It's a square and it has an arrow pointing down. And if you tap that, it will switch you over to pop-up video. Now I can move this little screen anywhere on the screen. I can also pinch to make it bigger, only so big, but you can pinch. You can make it smaller or bigger, whatever, that's as big as it goes. And now I can continue to do other things on the screen. So if I go home, it's gonna still stay on the screen. If I open up Safari, it's gonna still stay on the screen. What I haven't tested, we'll see right now, is can I have this open and maybe iMessage, let's see. Hey, so you can actually do all three, which is pretty great. I can have my message here, I can have my video playing here, and Safari, I don't know why you'd want to have all three going like that. I mean, that would probably wouldn't be able to see too much, but it is possible. That's all that matters. So there's that. We'll swipe that away. And then if you want to take this video back into full screen, just tap it, and you're gonna hit this icon now, and that's gonna pop it back out to fill up the screen. What you can also do is you can do a split screen with video as well. So I can drag Safari. And by the way, you can drag these to the right or you can drag it to the left. Either way, it works. And now I can do a split screen with Safari here to have my video there. What I wish you could do, and I don't think you still can't do this, is it doesn't support portrait split screen yet, where you could have the video at the top and the article at the bottom. I think that's what split screen is missing on the iPad. I'm glad we finally got split screen, but it would be nice to take this video and put it at the top so then I could still see the video in full screen and then use the bottom for other things. So I think that's the only tweak that Apple needs to make, and that would sort of complete this a little bit better. And we can just swipe that away, and now the video will stop playing altogether, and we got our article. So that was just a quick tutorial of how to use split screen with iOS 11 on the iPad. The process is different. You do have to play around with it. One of the things I do like about it is that you now have this recent apps little section of your dock here. So sometimes there might be apps that you don't want to have in the dock. The way around it, let's say if I take FaceTime and iMessage, because to be honest, I don't use these apps too much. So if I did want to use those in split screen, I could just open the app first, close it, and now it would show up in the recent apps section. So then if I did open up this and I wanted to do a split screen, now I have it here as an option. So that's sort of how you get around having all of those different apps in your dock. Maybe you're like me, I kind of like my dock to be clean and to just have a couple of things that I know I'm going to use the most. And you know, so this is a way to kind of get around it and still have access to other apps. So anyway guys, I hope you did find this helpful. Make sure you like, favorite, and share if it was helpful. Leave me a comment, let me know if this made it a little bit clearer on how to use it, and if there's any other questions that you do have. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a good one.